I want to tell our story, our journey to a circular business model. But please ask some questions at the end, because we learned so much and tried so much. So it is impossible to tell in still 80 minutes. For the people who use Twitter, please use my Twitter account to send you messages. Because one of the main purposes of my role at Gispen is to tell our story, to tell the story that we can change, we can do things differently. This is my grandfather. He died January this year. And when we clean up his stuff, I found his autobiography. He read 20 books about all kinds of stories of his life. In one chapter, he was telling about the transition from a transportation with a horse and a carriage towards transportation with a car. That was interesting, because he was looking around what happens in my surroundings when we change from a horse to a car. His father was a contractor, and they bought a T-Ford and used it for transportation of all kinds of materials. They changed their business model, because now they could transport materials for a greater distance. So they scale up their business model to build buildings more farther away of their home. They could get rid of their stables. They don't have to feed the horses, don't have to clean their shit, and all kind of stuff. But also their surroundings changed, because they lived in a neighborhood where there was a lot of sand. So the roads were all sandy and had slopes for the carriage. But for cars, that wasn't convenient. So they had to change the road. Then somebody said, if we're driving in a car, we need a driving license. So regulations are changed. So in that time, you get a driving license just by driving through a street and going backwards between two wickets, and then you have a driving license. So all kind of things changed. If you look from that perspective to a circular economy and the transitions towards it, it's very similar. I found in our history or archive a picture of Gispen transporting furniture by a horse. But everybody knows if we still do it that way, we won't have a business anymore. So change is important. And yesterday we were at dinner, and I didn't tell anybody about this quote, but we talk a lot about it. It's messy to change. It's hard to begin. But if we are there, it would be gorgeous. Just a short introduction of our company. We are part of Royal Ireland. It's an international leader of office furniture. We have a turnover of 300 million euros, about 1,600 people, in 22 countries we have sales offices, but mainly based in Europe and Asia. And we exist out of 4 brands. Ireland, they specialized in health and environment, in innovation and environment. They have desks who can charge mobile phones, like Christian already showed. We have Tego, they are Eastern Europe based. They are specialized in hotel and retail environments. We have Basic Half, they are specialized in learning environments. And Gispen is international leader of sustainable design. That's where I work as a manager, circular economy. And from that perspective, I will show you our insights based on our why, our what, and how we do things. I think Gispen started with circular economy 4 or 5 years ago. We had a big client who wants to have a circular building and circular furniture. And so we started with it, with reading the book of Christian, of course, have a vision, and try to make new business do it the other way. But that was not enough, because when I was coming there, the manager circular economy was working there, was just done with telling always the same story. And our company is just a practical company. So everyone says, yeah, nice, a vision of 10 sentences, but what do I do tomorrow to change our business model? So when I came there, I was looking for the why of the persons who were working there. We had a big why, just complying to the Sustainable Development Goals the UN just reported about, and we took out the number 12, responsible consumption and production, because that's where Gispen can have impact, but also the partnership for the goals, so like standing here telling our story. But the next step was finding the whys of our colleagues. So we have a mechanic in our company who would be happy and proud on our products if they last forever. We have salespeople who be excited if they can tell a different story or a proposition of our furniture to be different than our competitors. We have our product designers who like to use innovative and new materials and make great designs. We have CFO, which is what I report to. We choose not to report like marketing or commercial, but just the core of the center of our business. He has to explain to our shareholders that we have a good new business model and we still make money. So for us, circular economy is people, planet, but also profit. And for me, circular economy is a way that we have economic growth and development, but don't consume infinite resources. So we developed a strategy. We read the book of Christian, had our vision, had that sometime, somewhere in the future, a moment where we have a circular business model. And based on that, we set steps, defined steps to get to that point. It doesn't matter for us if it's in 2025, in 2050, or whatever. It's just to make progress every day. So our strategy is based on 3 focus areas: circular design, optimal use, and value recovery. Circular design is to improve our designs of our furniture. We have furniture still on Dutch kind of eBay, what's worth a lot of money. So timeless design is one of our main focus. So we're looking for, what are the circular design principles, but we couldn't find something what suits us. So we developed our own design framework to measure circularity. That was one of our main problems with circular design. Optimal use is thinking about furniture as a service. So existing furniture, how can you extend the lifetime of it? And then as a service. Value recovering is looking at what kind of value do I have after using furniture? And you could think about other kind of business models, so like pay-per-use, only using, sitting on the chair, or a take-back system where you add value of used furniture. And I will show some kind of examples of those 3 focus areas. This is our CMO, that stands for Circular Modular Desk. As you can see, it's very modular. We try to make a concept where you can change what you like to have. Normally, if you think about how is our organization gonna work, you make plans, make a building, design a building, and then get your interior there. But at the same time, your organization changed. So what kind of furniture or environment do you need? What follows your change? To measure circularity, we designed our framework where we, how do you say it? Use 7 areas where you give points to specific things. So you get points for material use, for maintenance, possibilities to maintain or upgrade your product, for how can you transport it, is it easily and sustainable produced. And that score, can you put from 1 to 5 stars. So this system, the design framework, helps us to communicate with each other. This is our own design framework, so everybody can talk about it if it's nothing, but it's a good visual thing to talk about each other. How can we improve our designs? Another example is use for optimal use. How can we extend existing furniture? On the left upper side, you see an old desk. We don't make that one anymore, but our client wants to have a new kind of office with the possibility to change height of your desk, use some acoustic materials in it for better environment, and other kind of stuff. So we try to make a new design of the old, based on the old materials and components. That gave us a lot of problems. One of the problems was, how can you do it for the price of a new one? Because labor costs in Europe is still expensive. So it's difficult to do it as smart as possible to make it the same price or less. We found out that our customers didn't want to pay more than 80% of the price of new. And because of the economic crisis, the prices were already low. Another problem is that we, for more than 100 years, optimized our production process. And now we came back at our back door with 1,000 of these desks and try to get them through our linear production process, where we have problems with our software, where we normally has a unique code for every desk, but now we need to have a unique code of every component. How can we reuse new materials? Can we do it ourselves, or do we need help of other companies? And the other thing what happened is, because we don't only use used furniture of ourselves to refurbish it, but also do it for furniture of our competitors. But how can you people tell that Gispen did something great with old furniture? So we brand it with Revived by Gispen, because otherwise they tell, it is from producers X, and they have a great design, and we lose our unique selling point. In the circles you saw in the presentation of, I think, Matthew, or the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, we have different steps. We can think about redesigning the designs. You can maintain and repair it. You can refurbish it, but you also can repurpose it. And that means that you give another functionality to an object or a product. In our country, but probably over here, for sure over here, you use less cabinets. So what can you do with all those cabinets we don't use anymore? We make workstations of them. We reuse the outside of it and make with sustainable materials all kind of objects where our customers can tell their stories. We have 3 kinds of customers. Customers who want to do something circular because of costs. It saves cost, at least 20%, we hope. The second reason why our customers choose for circular options is image. Can you tell their clients that we are doing something great for the environment and reuse our old furniture? And the third one is that they have some authentic feeling that they have to change and to move with everything we tell today. This is a perfect object to show your customers to what you are doing. But if you saw in the design, we don't use those sliding doors. So we are trying to find some other opportunities for what can you do with materials you don't use anymore. So with the plastic sliding doors, we tried some 3D printing of the construction of one of our sofas in our company. We developed it with the TU Delft, is a university in the Netherlands, and we had a partnership with a company who recycle or sell mattresses. So the foam on the couch is from recycled mattresses, and their problem was that nobody wants to sleep on a recycled mattress, and have now a new opportunity to use their recycled materials. One of the problems there was to make it affordable, because the first estimation of how long it takes to print this big sofa was 6 days, and after refining the requirements and the 3D printer, we could do it in 2 days, but it still took a long time to print it. Another problem or challenge is that you have to confirm all kind of requirements like fire and durability. But the good thing is that we can make it now, not for the same price as a new sofa, but we learned a lot of the 3D printing process, and we're now looking for using the 3D printing in our refurbish service. This is an example where we don't sell a desk. This is our CMO again, but we offer, or we have a pay-per-use concept where you can use this desk for 14, almost 15 euros a month. And my big dream is that we have a service where you can use a work environment for a monthly based price, which you can change every month. So if your organization changed, you have twice as much people as yesterday, you can just knock on the door of Gispen and get more desks. But also if you want to change from more individual working spaces to more collaborative way of working, you can also change it. So just like Philips does, you don't buy a lamp, you just buy light. We want to do it with workspaces of furniture. But there are a few difficulties when we try to do that. One of them is accountancy rules, because if you don't sell your product, you have a big problem with the accountant, and especially there are coming new rules from Europe what make it even a bigger challenge. So we have a shareholder who will make a new company just for this kind of business models. We take it out of our own business model to make this possible. Just on time. Just a short summary. I think it's a good thing to have a vision, but don't focus too much on it. Just look for the energy within your company. We tried it first from out of our management, but from top to down. But then it stopped. Then we tried it from bottom to up, but we stopped at the middle management. But try to have a clear goal where you want to go. Try different steps to get there. Share your results. I think it's also important to have somebody in your company who's responsible for the change, who's every day struggling to get to the next step, and try different things, and ask a lot of questions how other people do this. I think this is my end of my presentation, and please ask. We have a lot of experience on our website, also in English. So if you want to visit us and see what we are doing every day to make those steps, please visit us, email me, Twitter me, or call me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. I understand that as innovation strategists at the company, you're more like a people's person. your main work is with people, or is it about technology, or about finding the brightest design, or how do you go about it?
True. Our first manager, circular economy, was more a strategist. So she set that point there somewhere in the future with a nice text on a paper. But then it gets stuck because everyone is confronting with the daily hassle of delivering our furniture to our customers, having that sales opportunity filled in, and we must use another strategy, and that is doing it with people. So, yeah, this logic that I'm more a people man than someone who write a nice strategy.
Mm-hmm. Because you also said that the internal whys have to incline with the vision and the strategy. And for example, the point system that you had to your products, your own circular point assessment to your products, is it, for example, known throughout the company amongst all employees?
We developed that design framework with a European project. Use it wisely. There's a paper about it, over it. On our website, you can see most of it written down and explained, how it works, how you can use it, and you can use it all on different kinds of products. We are now making a web-based environment where you can just fill in and try it on your own products. It is written or made for furniture, so you have to make some adjustments if you want to use it for whatever, cars or other stuff. Because when we started with it, we saw it as a sales opportunity, but very fast we found out that you have to do it with each other. So opening it up, let people learn of it, and we made it because there was something else. Now you see that the Ellen MacArthur Foundation has a circular design guide. It's a little bit similar, only you can score different kind of principles, circular principles. But your question was, can you use it, right?
Obviously, salespeople know about the point system and why it exists and how it exists. But also to, let's say, assembly line workers, do they know about it, or is it so much?
Yeah, we incorporated our design framework and the score in our collection strategy. So in 2020, we want that the top 25 of our products has at least 4 stars. Mm-hmm. So it is in our engineering process, top focus point.
So it runs through the whole company.
That's the easy part, because we are always talk about design and that's easily understand by our colleagues. Mm-hmm. The more difficult one was the transition to services, because that's another way of doing business, but also another way to communicate with your customers. Mm-hmm. And value recoveries was way different, because we normally sell stuff and people want to own stuff. That's normal. So that's the biggest challenge to talk about inside our company and to our customers.
I like how you put it earlier that it's discussion. The circular innovation, the circular design is discussion. As you say now, it's discussion within the company, but also outside the company. Like with the example of the 3D printed couch, that like in a way that this is our proposition. So what do you guys think? Like, how can we improve? How do you evaluate it as customers? And is that how you see it? The discussion?
An example of the 3D printing couch, it's something where we are a director of a collaborative thing where a specialist in the 3D printing is in the team. There is the TU Delft, the university, with a lot of knowledge about the consistency of the plastics. Mm-hmm. So you're looking for partnerships to make this kind of things possible.
And obviously there isn't the correct answer, but it is only the path towards it.
Yeah. And what I saw was that there with 3D printing there always was some small examples like little puppets or little things. And this one is really big sofa which you have to carry with 2 people. So it was a cool thing to do. And if you bring it to a customer, you have to have 2 people and a car to bring it inside. So we sold about 10 of those things without the upholstery, just to see the 3D printing and the construction, only to tell the story.
Any questions? At the back there, please.
Michel Somers from the Dutch Embassy. I was wondering, you've mentioned the point system that you use within the company. Do you think such a point system should also be standardized and used broader, so customers can get a chance to compare companies on these aspects? And do you think that could introduce an element of competition that could maybe accelerate the circular economy?
Yes. I would like that, because now it's our design framework. It's always difficult to convince our customers that we have our own measurement frame. There are now different kinds of systems to measure circularity. And the difficulty is that we have 4 different systems in the Netherlands where customers ask us to measure the circularity of your product. One only focusing on the materials, which materials are inside and where they're coming from. Just one step in the chain. We have a system where they ask 3 steps in the system, and that I was surprised, but it's really difficult to know where some materials are coming from and have proof that they are coming from a right and a normal place. We have a system based on CO2, where you compare different products, but there the difficulty is how do you interpret the rules about it. Has a product a second life after the first usage, then you have a different score in CO2. So that's difficult for us as a furniture company to have all those systems in your home. And I told yesterday at dinner that we have, I think, 100 different products, but every product we sell as a special. So if you buy this chair and you want it in another color or with a larger back, it's also possible. So if you have to manage all that data, it's very difficult. So it would be great to have one system where you can measure and compare your products. On the other hand, it's also scary, because if we now betting on the wrong system, it could be a problem. One of the risks we see with be transparent over the materials you use is we don't know if we use materials what are toxic, and we know it after 10 years. What if you're telling now we're using material X and it is giving you cancer or something like that? So that's difficult to be transparent.
I guess it takes some bravery to do it. And foresight.
Yeah, but I believe in the people, and be transparent and just do it. Nike had a good quote.
Excellent. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.